Hello and welcome to Contractors VR Pro Gaming Guide for Survival Mode, specifically the woodland map. This gaming guide is aimed towards beginners, but there will be some tips in there as well for the more advanced players. We're going to go through how the game works and chuck in some pro tips and tricks along the way. Okay, let's get straight in. We're going to start with the gun options and how they work. So there's two stations. You've got the weapon station and the perk station. This is the weapon station, where you can amend your weapons, attachments, and supplies like ammo and stuff. I'm just going to freeze it on this screen, which is the gun options. I'm going to take you through my gun options that I personally use. Doesn't mean everyone will use these options, but for me, it goes like this. So starting off with the trusty P30, does the job. Then moving to the AAC, quick release mag, little recoil. Then the FAMAS, bit of a nightmare to reload, but really packs a punch. And then finishing with the MK18. Now the MK18 is the gun I'm trying to get to. Me personally, that's what I like to use. Can control its recoil well. It's got quick release front mag. It's got a good sight on it. Next, we're going to look at attachments. So for the larger guns, the primary guns, I use the muzzle suppressor. And for the sight, I use the doctor sight. I use the doctor sight on both primary and secondary guns because it's perfect. Little dot right there. Get it on the head and you can blow them away. So now we're going to look at how to reload the handgun. There's two ways to reload it. When you finish it, you can press the B button to close the chamber, or you can close it with your hand. First of all, we're going to start by closing it with hand, so I'll empty the gun. Then with my gun hand, I'll press B to release the mag. On my mag hand, I'll hold the finger button to insert the mag into the gun, then press B, and it closes the chamber. We'll empty the chamber again, but this time we're going to close the chamber with our hand. So B to drop the mag, hold, and close. Two different ways of doing it. I find the button much faster. It's up to you. So next we're going to talk about aiming the gun and one hand versus two hand. Here you can see I've got one hand. I'm useless at it. I'm sure some people can do it. I'd love to be good at it. For this reason I can't use dual wield with two guns. But if you grab the gun with both hands, you'll massively stabilize it. And the way I do this is I lock my knuckles together and I angle the gun a certain way so that I can see that red dot perfectly in the center of that sight. Once I can do that, then I move the top of my body. And that keeps it in position while I'm moving left to right with my hands in order to get those headshots. You really want to practice this. Practice makes perfect. Repetition, repetition, you will get it. One day maybe we can pull two guns out and start shooting people in the head. I don't know, but I can't do that yet. So two hands all the way for now. So I just want to talk a little bit about aiming down the sight. A lot of people think that you close one eye and aim down the sight that way, but it's not the right way. It's not accurate and it blocks your peripheral vision. Keep both eyes open. Keep trying it. And over time, you'll start to see where the correct red dot is, where the enemy's going to be. It becomes a natural thing and you won't have to worry about it, but definitely aim with both eyes open. So we're just going to talk a little bit about stability when aiming. It seems to me when walking backwards, the red dot is much more stable. Walking forwards, it seems to be a lot more jittery and you don't seem to get them headshots as much. So think about that when you're approaching enemies. Also, going down on one knee seems to stabilize the red dot a lot more, especially on an assault rifle. So the stable ways of doing it are walking backwards or down on one knee. Walking forward seems to make it a little bit more jittery. So if you're not getting those headshots, give that a try, see if it helps. I just want to talk about the importance of headshots in this game. Number one, you get the most money for them. Number two, they die easily. I know this might sound obvious, but a lot of the perks in the game are all based around, do you get the headshot? You get points, that gives you money, that gives you your perks, that makes you stronger, and that makes you have better defense. So really get those headshots in. Cooking grenades, this is a top tip. So obviously you can pull the pin out, but if you press the B button, it will cook the grenade, hold it for a few seconds, then throw it, and it'll explode where it lands. This is really good for when enemies are moving around a lot, and you don't want your grenade to be sat there, they just run right past, and then you've just wasted your grenade. Now one thing you don't want to do is when you pull the pin, and you cook the grenade, but you cook it too long, because you can't find anyone to throw it at, and then this happens. But yeah, cooking grenades, get used to that, top tip. So next we're going to talk about the perks menu. Now don't forget your perks. Some players unbelievably don't even use them, didn't even know they existed. I always start with the athletic, makes me run faster, I can get things done faster, get my money up quicker. Then I go to bounty hunter, get more points for my headshots. The goal is to get to vulture. And the reason why I want to get to vulture is every time you get a headshot, they will drop a magazine. What that means is you don't have to buy magazines. So all your money can go towards improving your perks and getting better guns. So once I've got that, I can start building up the others like health, rapid recovery, kickstart. You need to get that to get you onto amplify. This is what packs the power in the punch of your bullets, makes your bullets stronger, kills the enemies quicker, and then get more athletic. Sometimes in a situation you can just run out of it, just run away, and that is honestly, it will help you so much. Fortify makes your shield better. Another good one that you can get is field medic, so when you have to revive someone, it's half the time. And don't forget, you can buy points if you need to get them perks a little bit quicker, but it all depends how you want to play. You want to play defensively, you need to start getting things like your armor up. If you want to play aggressively, then you need to start getting your ammunition up and things like that. Or you may just want to be a field medic and go for them kind of perks. It just depends how you want to play. Next is gun switch. So don't always think it's a better option to reload your assault rifle when you run out of bullets. Sometimes it's much quicker to drop your assault rifle, pull out your sidearm and finish the enemy off with the sidearm. So as you can see here, run out of bullets, sidearms out, take one and then take two. Now if I would have tried to reload there and there was someone behind me as well, probably would have died. But the quick switch, pull out your sidearm. Top tip. Did you know that you can steal an enemy's gun? Now this is a good tactic for when you and your team need a bit more time to regroup, talk about what you're going to do when you're later on in the levels. You need to stock up on ammo, change your guns. What you do is you reach out and just literally wait till the last player's on the map, reach out, grab his gun, rob it, and then once you've robbed it, he'll run around cowering. You've got as much time as you need and you can just chuck it over there. Exploding dogs. So, there's two kind of dogs on the map. There's dogs with explosives on them and there's dogs without. The dogs with explosives on them, once you've shot them, get away from them because they're going to explode in about 3 to 5 seconds. They won't explode where they lay, they will explode where you shot them, if that makes sense. And one good tip is, sometimes if you've got your vulture perk, well, all the time when you've got your vulture perk, once they've died, if you don't get an ammo pack from a headshot, just run over and shoot them on the head while they're on the floor and your ammo pack will pop up. Top tip. One enemy on the screen at a time. So one good tip is later on in the levels, you don't want to be surrounded by enemies. You never want to run in the open because you will die. It's good practice to try and keep one enemy on the screen at a time when you're shooting them, and use the walls, use corners, use things like that. But it's just a really good strategy to stop all them bullets coming in at different places and you can't manage it. So use the walls, keep your back to stuff. One enemy on the screen at a time. Not always possible, but if you strive to achieve it, you'll have a much easier battle and you'll probably win. Timeout to recover. So on your wrist, if you flick your right wrist up, you'll see how much life you've got. If you've just been in a battle and you see your life's going low, don't continue to fight. Get away, take a breather, look at your wrist, make sure your life comes back up, and then once it's up, rejoin the battle. Because once you're dead, if your teammate's dead, it's game over and you've got to start again. So as you can see here, just go and sit down, go and hide in the corner, let it get at least above 100, and then rejoin the battle. Time to recover. So the boss level secret house. There will be times in this game when you are on a boss wave and you just can't deal with it. They've got too much power, they've got too much armor, and you're not winning. There is a strategy that you can use to survive that level. Now as you can see, I'm running to a specific house in the level. It's right in the center of the map. You'll see it in a minute. It's got a corridor where you can go down and you can funnel all your enemies into one place and then you can just shoot them. It's a good way to have a timeout as well. So as you can see, I'm approaching it now. Here we go. We're going to go down here. So didn't see the bomber, but never mind. Here, I literally just sit here, wait for them to come and shoot them as they come in. And it's a good way to survive those rounds where you don't think you're going to survive. Top tip.